Hi, today we're going to learn a C major scale and an A minor scale. They have the same fingering and are made of the same notes. I'm going to make this lesson shorter and lighter. The past two lessons were pretty intense, and if you went through them, I congratulate you. You have made a big step towards becoming a true piano player, and I can guarantee you that the beginning is always the hardest part, I think, for anything. Also, before I start with the scale, I want to give a tip on how to practice, and this will apply for a long time, which is um, of course, there are special cases, people are different, but say you become bored with the scales, you go back to the Czerny Opus 599 that I've been teaching you, and you do that. And if you get bored with that, you come back to scales. Same when you get tired. If you get tired, you change, and that way you keep playing instead of just quitting altogether. It's basically how you juggle your appetite for music, and sometimes you need to play things you don't like in order to grow. You also want to find ways, and I will show you some how to make it fun. But we're in a very basic stage right now. So to play a C major scale, we're going to put the right hand first, just as we did for the other exercises. You're going to put the thumb on the middle C, and the thumb is finger 1, as you may remember, finger 2 on the D, finger 3 on the E, finger 4 on the F, and finger 5 on the G. And then we depress middle C with the thumb. A little bit of technique here. You raise the thumb and you hit the key fast. And once you hit the key and the sound has come out of the piano, you relax like this. Don't keep pressing, because you won't get any more sound, and you will, as I said before, accumulate some negative tension in your wrist, which might lead to injury. Once you've relaxed, you raise the next finger and you strike from a good altitude. Also fast hitting, and once you've hit the key, the hammer inside the piano will attack the string or strike the string, and that's it. It attacks like this. It doesn't, it attacks and releases. So once it's released, you won't get any more volume. Therefore, you relax your hand very fast. So this is a very complex process, but I think it's a good time to share it. So you raise your finger 2, and you hit very fast, and you release the previous one and you relax. Same for 3, raised finger 3, hit and relax. Here, what we're gonna do is pass the thumb under finger 2 and 3, and finger 1 will strike the F note here. Then you continue finger 2 on G, finger 3 on A, finger 4 on B, all raising. Finger 4 is much harder to raise, actually, and then finger 5. Okay, relax really fast. And now we're gonna go back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You turn. This time finger 3 will turn over the thumb and strike E. Finger 2 now on D, and finger 1 on C. The reason we raise the finger is because that way you get more sound out of the piano. It's, I guess, like a punch. If you're gonna, I mean, I hope you don't punch anyone, but if you're a boxer, I think the short hits are less deadly, say, than the swing, right? Or an uppercut. That's like, there's a lot more distance, right? And so this is much more powerful. Same for the piano. You want to have this boom, you know. If you hit the key too closely, you won't have that much sound come out of the piano. Now, I think this is not absolute because at some point you might develop abilities maybe like Bruce Lee, who, you know, can hit very close and then have great power. So I don't know. I don't think I have that, but it might be possible to develop. Possibly if you practice Tai Chi or something. I don't know. Okay, same thing for the left hand, but the reverse. You start with the pinky on the lower C here, the lower octave, and we raise, strike, and relax. High raising, fast hitting, fast relaxing. Raise, finger 3, finger 2, finger 1 on G. Now you turn, finger 3 on A. Relax fast, remember. Finger 2 on B, finger 1 on C. Good, that's the C major scale. Now we go back down. This is very difficult to achieve. It's a lot of things you're processing, so do it very slowly. That was actually really fast, but take your time to practice it until it becomes. Actually, I don't practice them anymore, but for a while my teacher had me practice them really, really slowly for quite a long time, and I think it was very beneficial. I still play like that, and I get really good articulation, I believe, with this technique of high raising. Now, once you're done, same principle as the one I was talking about in the Czerny exercises. When just play very, very slowly and then gradually increase the speed with separate hands, and when you put them together you do half speed. It's actually very confusing because the moment when you switch fingers on both hands are different. So let's see. You go like this. Now your right hand turns but not your left hand. Now your left hand turns but not your right hand. Right hand turn. Okay, that's going to be basic technique, and then you can also practice speed if you want. Don't overdo it, and remember to be very, very patient for piano playing. You will develop gradually, but it's always fun and challenging to play faster, right? So let's try. Notice I didn't do high raising there because I wouldn't be able to play it as fast, or maybe I can. Let's try. Well, it's a little bit staccato, meaning it's not. Oh, I'll explain. Legato would be this. So when you link the notes. And staccato is when the length of the note is shorter. You might have noticed another technique, which is the kind of dragging the key backwards. This is very good, especially when in the future you do repeated notes. You have to do it. I read in an article about Bach's keyboard technique. He didn't have piano back then. He did this technique, and I believe his son Carl Philipp Emanuel talks about it. And yeah, they kind of like do this. Of course, you don't want to overdo it, but apparently it transmits the force or something to the next key, and it makes the voicing or the phrasing smoother, like I guess like oil or something like that. Okay, for A minor, it's exactly the same, just 2 notes lower, a third lower, right? We were here, now we're gonna start on A. Let's do it. First right hand, turn, so finger 1 will be on D, and you know you've arrived correctly if your pinky is on the next A. Right? We like that big thundering sound. You don't want this kind of sound. It doesn't sound very vigorous. Let's try left hand now. Both hands now. Okay, I have to stop playing, otherwise my neighbors might complain. It was a pleasure showing you the C major and the A minor scale, and I hope to see you in the next class.